We'll gather around the warehouse, y'all, it's time to load the truck. Doc's Dynasty Hour is rolling in, Tim Karanak's got the look. Doc Eisenhower's riding shot.
Welcome to the Prospect Warehouse Podcast. You got Tim Karnak here from Doc's Dynasty Hour. We're here. We're back. We got Doc. What's up, Doc? Look at you. Are you growing West? Are you growing the Doc Holiday stash back right now?
Just for the mustache. Just for the podcast mustache. That's what it is. It's a pod stash. It's a pod stash.
That's awesome. I bet your wife loves that. This is a pod stash. No questions.
You know what's interesting? I didn't tell you this before we started. Just found out my wife's pregnant again.
Oh, congrats.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Telling the podcast before my mom or any family. So that's where we're at, folks. And the mustache did impregnate my wife. That's what we're
That's
finding.
how you know. See, the reason I don't have a big mustache right now, the reason my facial hair is a little light is because we don't have a baby coming. We're still in breastfeeding mode right now from the last baby. So we're in nursing mode. We ain't to the baby yet. But once you see that mustache getting big again, then you know it's coming. Then you know Kanak baby number 6 is coming. But Doc is trying to catch up to me. Look at this.
3.
Yeah, you're at 30. Yeah, but you're younger than me, so you have time to catch up.
Yeah, my wife's
Like,
younger. She's a little baby. Not really, but she's 25. So.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, your wife is like almost 10 years younger than my wife.
Going for double digits, bro.
Yeah,
we were not trying. The last one we were like trying, and it was like, it was really one and done, and then happened finally. This one we were really not trying. We were trying to wait, man. Just friggin' potent, dude. Just make all Garcia out there. Hitting too high an average.
You still got 20 years of oven opening.
Yeah.
You're gonna beat me, man. That's what's gonna happen. All right. So congrats to Doc. Everybody, you better follow Doc on X right now and throw him a congratulations. If you don't, then you're just you're a yellow belly. You're a bad. You're the bad. Out of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Where's the sound effect?
I don't know, dude. I'm not the producer.
And I'm waiting for you. There we go. Yeah, I was looking at... Are you going for 3?
Just waiting for you to talk.
All right.
We've lost all of our listeners. We're going to talk baseball here today. I promise.
We're getting to actual baseball now. Moves that we made this week. Doc, what moves did you make this week? You made trades, man. Early season trades are sometimes hard because most people, when they come out of the draft, they're feeling pretty good. And they're like, I like this team. I'm going to give it a little run before I go ahead and trade guys. So I think early season trades can be kind of hard sometimes in the first few weeks, unless you just find someone who's like, my team sucks, or you find someone who had a lot of injuries. So how do these trades go down?
Well, it helps that they're dynasties, so it's a little bit different lens. But one was in a league where I was going after Shane Smith last year, and then he got traded. And then to another team in the league. And then this offseason, I was going for him again, even like a few weeks ago. And now I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't. But now that GM's panicking, right? He's like, he's on the trade block saying he's got to go take him. I'm like, yes, let's do it. Now, he didn't give him dirt cheap. I do still, but it was a really fun trade. So $2 million each. They're each making the same salary, which is also fun. Zebby Matthews, I traded 1-for-1 straight up for Shane Smith. Now, Zebby's struggling. I like him a lot, too. I'm not giving up on him. But they're actually around the same age. And Zebby, same size-ish, too. They're both kind of bigger dudes. Zebby's a little taller. But Zebby has struggled at the major leagues and is now struggling at the minor league level. And it's like, it actually kind of makes me concerned there's something physically wrong with him to be getting that dusted up at AAA, where we'll see if Shane Smith continues the same thing. But his last start wasn't like he imploded. 8 strikeouts, like a short period of time, right? So, and he was an all-star last year, so he's got it done at the major league level. He got it done early, struggled in the middle, and finished strong, if I recall. But yeah, this is a guy where I just think that I'm getting the more proven commodity, and it just seems like it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense because you're right. They're both 26. They both actually had a 103 F score preseason. So obviously, like we don't have enough of a sample size yet to get 2026 F scores, but they had a 103 F score based off of preseason. So, and they were then in the same tier. And Shane Smith has way better playing opportunity. Like the White Sox suck. Let's just be honest. They're the White Sox right now.
Yeah.
Like until they draft Rock Chalowski #1 next year. But yeah, the Twins have a ton of pitchers. Like they've got Abel and they've got Taj Bradley breaking out, and like they've got all these guys, and it's like it's gonna be way hard. And there's like Prelip is around. You got all these dudes like lower, like Dason Hill. Like they have so many pitchers. The White Sox have like nobody. It's like okay, like who I don't even know who is in their rotation now. Who do they replace him with? I can't remember.
With the White Sox?
Yeah, it was like someone.
I don't think it was Cannon. I think it was like a guy I never heard of before. I think it was a random guy.
Yeah, it was like a random. It wasn't like a prospect. It was he's not even there anymore. Right now, this is their rotation. They have a 4-man rotation. It's Sean Burke, Anthony Kay, Davis Martin, and Eric Fedde.
I feel like Martin's okay. I think it was Kay. Kay was one of those guys I hadn't really heard much about. And then but there was another random guy. You're right, who was in there.
Duncan Duffy is who they called up.
It's just not someone I'm worried about long term blocking him.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I mean, like Grant Taylor's been like starting games as like an opener. Just like they're doing weird stuff right now. Like, yeah, exactly. He's gonna as soon as he figures out whatever's wrong, it's like a mechanical issue or something, he'll be right back. So, like, you don't have to worry about that. With Zebby, he could actually be blocked because the other pitchers in front of him are just better.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like that trade. What's your next trade?
Made it today. Matt Morris, former podcasting partner of Doc. We'll still get together occasionally, but it seems like it's pretty much over, folks. Nothing chemistry wise. But we both just kind of like Tim knows he has to like wrangle me up, you know, like you have to. It's like it's very fitting. You got to like lasso the cowboy anyway. But whereas Matt and I were both becoming guys who were just like we're so busy and we couldn't lasso each other anymore. Kind of just it wasn't time. But he wanted Jordan Walker from me. Not easy because I like Walker. I like the Cardinals. But I looked at my leagues. I'm like, okay, I have him in a lot of leagues. I looked at his profile. I'm like, okay, it's not completely sustainable. He's striking out still. While he's having a hot streak, while he's hot, like the hottest he's ever been, one of the hottest players in the entire league, what does he have, a 32% strikeout rate? We're not out of the woods. I don't think he's going to necessarily go back to the minors again. I think like this is a really great sign and a reminder to the league of what he's capable of. Why you have to have patience, like sometimes 3 years of patience in this game, which is insane. But I saw this as a moment where I'm like, okay, he was offering me a first, second, third, and like a couple other like whatever. I wasn't really that. It's a 30-teamer, so these picks matter actually a lot more. But I wasn't super swayed. I said, okay, I need like a decent prospect that won't cause him to run away from the table. I threw back so it's a 2 first-round picks. He had my first-round pick from before. I had some injuries. I'm getting into the weeds here, but basically I'm like, I felt like I had to compete this year because I traded away my pick, right? And now I'm like in a weird spot where like, ooh, these injuries are kind of crushing me. I maybe I sneak in, but what if I don't? I want that pick in the 2026 MLB deep class. Like this draft class is supposed to be pretty darn good. So if it was last year's class, or if it was a class where maybe I'm not as confident or hearing as many good things, to be honest, it's like maybe I don't make this trade. But 2 firsts and Drew Jones and Jake Fraley because I need like an MLB guy. It's a 30-teamer. But basically Drew Jones, who I believe in to be like an MLB player who steals 25 bases, which is worth something in a 30-teamer, and 2 first-rounders. I really have to nail these 2 first-rounders because I actually don't necessarily love the trade, but I just think about it this way. Jordan Walker 1 month ago, I'm not getting that deal.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not getting anything close to that deal.
Yeah, you're not getting first round.
Like
you're not getting a first.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not getting 1 first. You got 2 first-rounders. That's pretty solid for 20.
Yeah, just make sure I make those picks count. Because I do want to say that it does suck to be like, oh, we finally have a prospect who's breaking out at the major league level. Now let's go start over again with 2 more picks. I hate that, but there's something to it. I think I am like more of a year away with this team.
Yeah, and then you said you had an interesting offer as well. So is this one just pending? Are we gonna discuss this one live?
Yeah, I'm
assuming that you received the offer. You did not send it, correct?
Yeah, I received it. And I'm interested on your opinion. This isn't our salary cap league. We're going to find out if the Padres owner, who doesn't like me, listens to my podcast. He's told me he doesn't like me before. But he does, but we trade well together. It's kind of a funny thing. And so he wants my Josiah Hartshorn, who I like a lot, good build, Cubs. Looks like he's gonna be an outfielder. He's starting. I think he has like a 472, like 560 slash line to start the year. You know, this insane numbers, hitting a home run already. And then he's offering me Cash Mayfield and Brandon Clark.
Oh,
yeah.
Take that. You better accept that, man. That's a good deal.
Well, is it like Clark? What is Clark coming back? Like, what's going on?
I think he's gonna be back in June, and the way that the Cardinals have been developing these pitchers lately with Heim around and the way that the Red Sox were using Heim's stuff, I feel like that's a win.
Are the Red Sox pitchers really doing that well, though?
And Cash Mayfield's really good. I mean, like, he's your type of guy. He's a fastball changeup guy. So
I do like Cash. But I think so it's going to come down to, I'm not going to bog down the podcast with like over analysis here, but it's going to come down to this. This is the real question. So I have Wyatt Langford. I have Max Clark. I got room for one other outfielder. Is it going to be Esmeralda Valdez? Like, then that's already 3. You know, is Brent Rooker going to be here a little while longer? Is Victor Scott going to be good?
I would take Cash for Hartshorn straight up. So when you get Brandon Clark,
but you know this happens though, right? These guys they're 6 rounders or whatever, but then he got paid over a slot and he comes through and he could be a guy, right? All of a sudden, I'm like, dang it, like Cash blows his arm out. It's so sketchy with the pitching prospects.
Yeah, he's killing it right now, but it's a small sample size. It's 5 games. And like, he could be a dude, but you also are going to be getting a first-round pitcher who's more proven, plus a lefty who throws 100.
We'll see. And I say, hey, listen, I wrote it down there as a good offer, so I haven't done anything with it yet.
I would totally take that trade before he listens, and then is like, Tim's right. I should just retract this into Cash only.
No,
I don't know. Maybe he's a Cubs fan, so maybe milk another pick in there or something, I guess. Okay, so I've got a few moves that I made shorter because I didn't make any trades. I added Emmanuel Rodriguez in a 20-team keeper league. He was just kind of floating out there as a free agent. He's off to a hot start in the minors. I saw the other day that he was like pulled from the lineup, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe he's going to get promoted." And I added him real quick. Twins outfield is atrocious right now. The Twins in general are atrocious. They only have 7 home runs or something this whole season so far, Doc. Like, they need something.
How is he floating in free agents in a 20-teamer?
Because it's a 20-team keeper league, not a dynasty league. So this is that's a keeper league.
No farm slots.
You only get 1 farm slot, and right now mine is wasted on Logan Henderson. Okay. So I was just like, let me just grab him in case he comes.
Yeah, we need context because the listeners are like, "What are you doing,
man?" Yeah. This league you can only keep 7 guys, so like that's why he's available because you only keep 7 dudes. Okay, then I added Johnny King in our 30-teamer, which I was surprised he was available in that. I thought that was good to get a decent reliever in a 30-teamer just off the free agency. And then I added a $1 Robert Gasser and a 16-team Ottoneu league. I can't believe I actually got him for $1. I think I had like a $4 ad on him, and then I ended up getting him for only $1. I was like, nobody wanted him. Okay. I was like, he had a really good start. He's 27. As soon as he's healthy, he's going to come back. Like, he almost came up last week, but apparently he had like a soreness or something like that. So they brought Drohan up instead. But they wanted Gasser, but he didn't start this week because of some sort of soreness issue or something like that. But I think Gasser's up pretty soon. So, I mean, like, he's been on the 40-man for a couple of years already pre-injury. So, $1, 16 Ottoneu. I like that move. Doc, let's get to your Magnificent 7. We need a sound effect for that. What's a Magnificent 7 sound effect?
Derp.
That's excellent.
All right.
All right. Who's number 1?
I got one for you. Yeah.
There we go. Better.
That's better. Brent Rooker has not been good to start the year. He's 30 years old, maybe 31 now. Turning 31 at least. He's got hurt. So people have tiny brains early on in the season. Everyone's brain, including mine even, like shrinks just a little bit more than it should. And we get and our eyes become the division goes like this. We forget how long the season's going to be and what could and will likely happen. Brent Rooker didn't forget how to play baseball. He'll be okay. I am concerned that it's an oblique injury, but so are his owners right now. So if you're playing for the end game, if you're in a spot where you could trade for an injured player like that, for a playoff push near the end of the season, and maybe it's not today, maybe it's not tomorrow, but when this guy's sick of just looking at Rooker and the league's forgetting about him after maybe he could be out for like a month, it's not going to be fun. Probably oblique injuries are bad. But yeah, I think for everything, listen to my tone there. I don't really want to go and buy him, and that means I got to go and buy him because I believe in the talent. And it's not like he's an injury-prone guy who gets banged up all the time. So go out and get him.
Yeah, I have 2 shares, I think, or maybe 3 even of Rooker this year. So I looked. Did they say is it a grade 1 or a grade 2? Did they say?
So it's not grade.
Okay, so according to our AI overlords, the average injury time for an MLB hitter with a grade 1 oblique strain is 27 days. That's the average injury time for a grade 1, which is mild. Grade 2 is 4 to 8 weeks.
We don't like that.
Yeah. So that means that even if it's a grade 1, he's probably going to miss a month. So I would not figure that he's going to be back like right away. So, take that information. Who is number 2?
Yeah, so I'd probably say by like 2 to 3 weeks in when everyone's getting pissed off that he's still hurt. Because you got this hope. You got this hope.
Yeah, they get impatient. Yeah, when people get impatient. Yeah.
So Riley O'Brien, this is a guy, Rob, ROB. No one wanted to really buy in the offseason. But it looks like that Riley O'Brien's been, he's been given the closer reins for the most part. I'm not sure how long the leash is, but he's a good pitcher.
0 walks. He has 0 walks this year.
Some people say that's good.
That is good. 7 games, 7 and a third innings, 0 walks.
Yeah, no, I would also agree that that's good. So the team's kind of surprising some people. It's plucky. They're always plucky, but yeah, he's a tall guy. He's got throws gas. Got an interesting mix. He's not like your typical reliever. He's not completely overpowering with that heater, but it's obviously a good pitch, and he's obviously getting it done right now, and he's put the ball where it needs to be. Maybe he's not like Mason Miller, but he's got 7K through 7 innings so far, and he may be doing something like that the rest of the season. Again, they're probably going to try to move JoJo Romero, so it's kind of smart for them to just, hey, let's just let Riley play with it now. Like if we really need a closer, we accidentally win too many games, we have JoJo we can maybe try out after. But really, what you want to be doing is probably grooming up Riley O'Brien as the potential closer of the future.
Do you think the old adage matters anymore, where it was like you want your guy that you're going to trade to get the saves so that you can theoretically trade him for more value at the deadline? I think teams are like too smart now to care about something like that. They're like, they're going to look at like pitch metrics. They're going to be looking at like pitch movement stuff, and they're going to be looking at K- walk rate. Are they really going to care if a guy has saves versus holds, especially if they need a lefty? If they're like, we really need a lefty, like, are they going to care if the guy has 15 saves instead of like 3 saves? Like, are they really going to get value from that?
They're going to be impressed if a guy can close in the 9th inning, because it is different, right? It's like different. If I go out there, I'm playing with my buddies and we're just like on the diamond, versus now you put me in Fenway, the bright lights are on. Like if I'm throwing it, and then literally if there's no one at the plate, let's just say actually. So I'm just like trying to throw it down the middle, buddy. The whole crowd's there. Like there's a different feeling. So never mind. Like you're a pitcher starting the game. You're pitcher in the middle of the game. But dude, your team just worked 9 innings. They just grinded it out, and they're up by 1. They're all looking at you. The pressure's on. There is a certain gene. There's a certain clutch ability that you need, and it's an intangible, and that is nice to have. That said, JoJo Romero is not being brought on to be a closer, most likely in a trade, so that doesn't matter for him. So everything I just said does matter, but in this situation,
not for him.
This is probably why the Cardinals don't care if he's getting saves or not.
Not for
him. He's going to be used as a setup guy.
All right, who's number 3?
I don't know. Josh Bell. So I actually added him in a league too. You talked about him in your ads, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't, but I added him. I added him in a another keeper league, not a dynasty league, I added him and he hit a home run. I like streamed him basically. I always like in that league in particular because it's only a 14 teamer. I usually just leave one roster spot as like a churn spot, and normally I'll stream starters with that spot. But I streamed. It was on the Thursday when there's like nobody playing, and I was like, "Who's playing?" And I was like, "Oh, Josh Bell's playing," and I was like, "He's been pretty good." And so I added him, and then he hit a bomb, and I haven't. Instead of streaming, I just kept him. Are you really drinking wine? What?
I ran out of whiskey.
This ain't Doc's finest French hour. What are we doing here?
Dude, I found out that I'm descended from 6 passengers of the Mayflower with a 7th relative, like one of their brothers. So I'm like, I got that going. I started digging deeper. Last night I found out that I'm related to like a bunch of French kings. I think everyone's related to Charlemagne, so it's not impressive. But there's other kings too. So so basically I'm full of French royalty. I feel like the mustache makes me look more French too.
Yeah,
like,
the mustache with the wine is pretty French. This is supposed to be a Western podcast. It's like the opposite. The French are like, freedom fries, and then America is like Wild West. Like, I don't know. So anyway,
the French, there is no American Revolution. You know this.
Yeah, So on that note, I'm actually doing a project right now, a construction project for a lord, and the guy makes us call him Lord. His name. I'm not going to give his last name because I don't want people to look him up, but his name is Gene, and he makes us call him Lord Gene, even though he's like a relative of a lord, and I don't know what country. I think it's probably Germany. I'm trying to like figure that out, but he like literally is like, oh, can you call me Lord? Like what? Like I only have one Lord.
Nose. You're just like, is this Voldemort? Is this freaking Harry Potter guy?
Yeah. I'm like, I only have one Lord, sir. We did it on his contract just to make him feel special. So anyway,
okay,
carry on.
Real quick. So yeah, Josh Bell is just like has actually quietly been kind of good the last like his whole career. Like he just has like really cold slumps, but then he gets traded halfway through the season and it becomes good again, or vice versa. He's just like overall has pulled together like solid seasons always, and he's locked in with Minnesota. So he's gonna get just about. Probably he's going to get a lot of at bats in Minnesota as a first baseman, so he's fine. He'll crank over 20 home runs cheap, and maybe some okay ratios. Christian Walker, I don't feel like anyone's celebrating this. I think everyone was ready for him to ride off into the sunset. Speaking of Westerns, but he's not. He's refusing. He's crushing it right now. He's part of the reason. Yeah, that Ottoneu. You and I are crushing Ottoneu right now. I was in first place like over the weekend, I think, and then looked back and I was further back, and that's okay. But yeah, he's been a big part of that. And so, and then keeping on the
first and second right now.
We are first and second
in the Ottoneu Podcaster League. We are first and second, and that's pretty sweet. Co-hosts first and second in that league.
It is funny, and these are studs. You got some studs in there. You got DVR. You got the legends.
Yeah.
So, Vinny Pasquantino was an American hero. How long ago? Not too long ago, right? And then he closed out the season like an absolute animal. Well, he's very cold right now. And so this is just a bunch of first basemen on different paths. Those other two guys, Walker, I guess that's a great idea. And you're not trading Josh Bell for anything, but I would trade Christian. If you can trade Christian Walker, you might take Christian Walker and a friend for Vinny Pasquantino right now. Do it, man. Like Vinny's going to be fine. This is again just a small sample size, but there's going to be GMs out there who are just like not sure about it. 28 years old, freshly 28 years old, I believe. He's going to probably crank 30 bombs this year. And what that means, like, this is the nice thing about a slow start. If you believe in someone, like those numbers are due. Like they owe you those numbers still. Like they're probably coming, which means it's going to be like a 10 home run month or something insane. You can lose that and just like it becomes like one of their worst seasons. You can lose that. It's called catching the falling dagger. But I think you're going to win with Vinny.
On that note, and on the mustache note, how are you feeling about Kyle Manzardo, who just crushed his first homer of the season?
Yeah,
like 460.
I think a lot of people hoped for more, and so did I. And we'll see if he can use this to build some momentum. Again, it's early season. I really just hope he can be. It's funny, those two guys, I believe we've talked about this before. Both of them coming up were like really patient guys, like high OBP guys, maybe not super power, just like a 20 home run-ish, 18. Maybe thought more Burleson power, but high walk rates. And now you're seeing them morph a little bit into maybe more well-rounded players. And Manzardo, you're going to want to take more. You're going to want him to take more walks, I think. But 27 home runs last year, I feel like that flies under the radar way too much. Like that was him starting out. Like the potential is for him to crack 30.
All right, we got Rooker, O'Brien, Josh Bell, Christian Walker, Vinny P. 2 more.
Yeah, I went a little out of order there. I actually had it written down Jackson Holiday next, just because he's coming back off of injury sooner than later. But like it's getting like kind of vague. He's like, oh, I'm not 100%. Like his stock was already down before the injury. There's still some people out there who think he might be, it might take a while for him to figure it out. Well, obviously they're not letting him come up right now, or he doesn't want to come up right now, or both. So they're gonna, when they bring him up, it's probably gonna be after he's like ready to rumble and like crushing back-to-back home runs at AAA. So. And there's reasons to be risk averse here. Again, he's not like he's been super consistent in his MLB career so far, so it could be more along the way here. But all the reasons I just said, you should go ahead and see what the price is right now. See if you can get in on the ground floor. And lastly, Ryan Weathers. Shout out to the kid. It may be like this season where he's flashing like Jekyll and Hyde moments, but I think you're seeing the flashes of what could be a frontline ace. Health just being a major condition of that.
Yeah, Weathers was a big buy coming in, a really strong spring. If someone's selling him, like I agree, that's a big time buy.
Well, people were they were starting to, the Yankees fans were freaking out because I think he started having some rough starts in spring, and so everyone was like, oh, this guy's not going to make the rotation, and then his second start was like, what's going on here? Like they're ready for him.
That's New York.
There's like people really want to be excited, but they're not sure if they should be yet.
Yeah, that's New York. Last time out, he pitched 8 innings with 7 strikeouts, 0 walks.
Windows closing.
Pretty solid. So that's the Magnificent Seven. We have, again, if you didn't pay attention, Brent Rooker, Riley O'Brien, Josh Bell, Christian Walker, Vinny Pasquantino, Jackson Holiday, and Ryan Weathers. All right, all hat, no cattle, which means if y'all ain't familiar with our terminology here, our Western terminologies, this is the biggest phony of the week. Who looks hot and looks good? Who looks sexy, but is actually very ugly?
Well, this is just me. See, it's like John loves just having a cold heart. I don't want to call Ozzy Albies ugly. I mean, he's not the best looking guy, but but he's it's adding insult to injury. I think there's some people out there who want to just remember when he had more power. And I mean, 16 home runs last year. It's okay. Like, I mean, he may get there again. I don't trust this guy to stay healthy for stretches or have power or to have good rate. Like his OBP the last 2 years have been, 303 and 306. And so if you're playing an OBP league, I think it's a hard no. Now, average league, there's some utility to him, but even then, like 10 and 8, 16 and 14, I think people again are remembering, classic kind of one-off Ozzy Albies. And I don't think, how old is he now? I'm like off like so many pages.
He's 29.
Yeah, so he's like, I just think he's not big, like 5'8", so like having these hand and wrist injuries add up over time. I just don't know. I don't think he's going to age very well. Maybe I'm wrong. 3 home runs to start the year, though. Maybe it's like I would take it as the opposite of what I said earlier, and that if they get too hot too soon early on, and they don't really have that type of power, most likely over a full season without a juice ball, then maybe he's used up his home runs. Of course, this is just like, that's not how it really works, but that's kind of how it ends up working out a lot of the time. So Ozzy Albies is not someone I'm really believing right now. Maybe if you can sell him at a scarce position, I would.
Yeah, he's always kind of reminded me of Javier Baez because he has really high chase rates and his bat speed is not that good. A 69.8 mile per hour bat speed is 21st percentile. So when you are trying to hit home runs as a little dude with poor bat speed and you're chasing everything, it just never ends well. Like it works in your 20s because you're younger and you're athletic, but as soon as you like get a little older, you'll just fall off a cliff. So
how is he only 29? He's been playing since 2017 in the majors.
Because the Braves signed him to like an 8-year $10 million deal when he is like 20. Yeah. So this guy is going to make no money. I think. Since
the 2019 season, he's only had an OBP over 310 once. So
Yeah.
That's not great for your runs. Although did it twice, so kudos to you, big guy. Just powerful offense, right? And then so he's just a strange guy. How do you go from this is your I mean, forget the injury year, I guess, but 30 home runs, 8 home runs, 33 home runs, 10, 16. I don't see it happening again. But I wouldn't. Sometimes they call these things a dead cat bounce, right? One more before the career is over. Maybe he'll crank 20 or 25. Just somehow, I don't know. I don't see it happening, but that could happen.
I agree with you. Okay, who's number 2?
Andy Pages, and so this is kind of just repeating the same call. Basically, it's like good hitter, really, really good bat to ball guy, but really doesn't like taking walks. And so if you're in an OBP league, hard sell. It's a hard sell situation. I think this is a guy who, he could be doing like 20 to 25 home runs every year, maybe 25-ish home runs every year with like a 270 or higher average, which is really nice, really nice. But if it comes with like a 310 or so OBP, again, I'm not selling him for peanuts. I think the Dodgers obviously trust him. What's that?
Yeah, you're selling high.
Yeah, just so high. Like he's got a 413 average right now with a 438 OBP.
Yeah.
Nobody's thinking with their tiny brains right now that they're not
beautiful
seeing
back of the baseball card stats.
Exactly. So I mean, he's actually striking out a little bit too much right now too. Like than you would like with a profile like that. So I mean, obviously being in the Dodgers lineup helps, but I'm just if there's OPS leagues, OBP leagues. Like last year was a great year, right? Like 27 home runs, 272. You'd think that the OPS would be cracking. 272 batting average. You think that OPS would be over 800, but it's not. So 774 last year in a really good year.
533 BABIP right now for Andy Pages. I think he can keep that all season. All right. Who do you have number 3 here?
Eduardo Rodriguez, just in case one of our league mates is listening. I mean, this is one I said to Tim before the show, I'm way worse with I like to get excited about players. I don't like putting them down. They're all trying their best. And Eduardo's like, whatever.
Positive. He's not John. John is the one who poops on everybody.
That's why we're good together. But he's just not a guy. He's a 5th starter. He's a Michaelis. Miles Michaelis is on the downs.
Did you do a Trump? Was that a Trump? He's a Michaelis.
He's a Michaelis. They're saying, and I haven't listened to a lot of them lately, but you gotta go to war with Eduardo. I haven't been listening enough. Eduardo Rodriguez, don't believe it. If you're in our league and you think he's an all-star, don't trade with the Minnesota Twins.
8.5 K- walk rate, 421 Sierra, back of the baseball card, 0.5 ERA, 1 WHIP. Yeah, man, that's
not gonna work out.
Yeah, it's not going to work out. It's definitely not going to work out. That's a shallow howl right there. Looks hot, but it's not. All right,
classic film. Good call. That was a great call.
we need to have when Doc gets on one of these, we're gonna have a cow patty of the week or something for him. We'll make a special category just for. It definitely has to do with pooping on people. Like that's the only way. And then you can do the what's that dog Triumph? I poop on you or whatever he says.
All right, you're losing the audience.
All right.
You had a hot streak.
Yeah, right. The audience loves that stuff. Huckleberry of the week. Who's your Huckleberry of the week? This is your dude of the week. This is your homie.
I don't even know if this is of the week. This is just of the last 2 seasons at this point because he just keeps doing it. Trevor Rogers, he's almost flying under the radar, right? With it's just the same old. Just a classic 1.8 something ERA with like a 1 WHIP. I'm trying to look at his Savant page. This is early, small sample size, but so far he's in his amazing 2025 campaign, he was really actually the 3rd percentile in hard hit rate, which is maybe if you were looking for regression, something you'd point out. And this year he's 87th percentile, which is, if you're not a nerd, it's a good thing. Like he's not allowing a lot of hard hits. Pretty much looking pretty good all around here. So we got to see more of a sample size here, but I like it early on. He's not going to blow you away with the strikeouts, but he certainly looks, maybe ahead of Kyle Bradish at this point in terms of reliability over the last 2 years. regardless, they're looking like a solid 1-2. And Trevor Rogers is just he's just not getting the love. And this is actually crazy. I forgot about this. I didn't even think, maybe I subconsciously thought about this, but you have a Huckleberry of the week. I'm not sure if you want to talk about Trevor Rogers for a bit first, but
Yeah,
I traded my Huckleberry. Sorry, I traded your Huckleberry for my Huckleberry last year.
you made that trade last year.
I got
That's
my
crazy.
guy. I got Trevor Rogers
For the other guy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's awesome.
crazy.
All right, so Trevor Rogers, real quick. I actually there's a time I can't remember. Is a while ago, but I actually convinced Stubborn John of something. So
Okay.
like John is hard to convince when you throw a stat out. Like I've had a couple where I'm like, first pitch strike is stickier than strike rate for walk rates, and he's like, no, it's not. And then he actually correlated it, and he's like, oh, Tim was right. So first pitch strike is stickier than strike rates. So that's one that I want on John. But in regards to Trevor Rogers, the one that I want to talk about is barrel rate against. Like you mentioned, he's not giving up a lot of hard stuff. John was like, that's not a sticky stat. We should not use that in the F scores. You should throw that one out. And this is back when I was having a program the F scores for me. And I was like, yeah, it is, dude. I was like, how do you think Emmanuel Clase has been so good? Look at his barrel rates against. That's the whole reason he's good, is because people can't hit his cutter. Like it breaks last second, and then they screw up, and then they're not squaring it up. It is too sticky. And then so he ran some tests and stuff like that, and he's like, oh, damn it. Tim's right again. So actually, yes, barrel rates against are sticky. It just takes way more, like it's not sticky quick. It like takes a long time. Like something like that takes a long time to actually be like a relevant statistic. So like in small sample size, you can't really use it. But if you're using a year and a half of Trevor Rogers, then yes, then that does matter after that large of a sample size. So when it comes to Jordan Walker, that is my Huckleberry of the week, even though you traded him, because Jordan Walker is like, I know he's striking out a lot. You already mentioned that, but I don't really care, because the main problem for Jordan Walker in his whole career has been what?
Launch angle.
It's all been launch angles. Jordan Walker has had a 37.9% fly ball rate and a 48% ground ball rate in his career. He completely has reversed that this season. 36% ground ball rate, 47% fly ball rate this season. So he has completely reversed his angles. He's doing the same thing he's always done. He's always been a freak of nature in bat speed and in exit velocities. Like that has never been a problem with him. It's always been launch angles. He has fixed the launch angles. And Doc, I don't care if he strikes out 30%. When you are this much of a freak hitting the ball at, like even last year when he was bad, he had a 92 average EV and a 118 max. Like if you're hitting the ball that hard at optimal launch angles, I don't care if you're striking out, especially because his contact rates are not bad, right? Like he has an 80.7% zone contact rate, and he has where's his straight up contact rate? 70%. That's fine for a power hitter. If you're hitting the ball that hard, you'll take that, and you'll be completely fine with the Ks as long as he's got the good angles. So as long as he sticks to these angles, which so far it looks good. It looks like he's actually going to do it. And I saw him this spring, and I was like, man, he does not look any better. I saw him strike out a bunch of times this spring. I was like, he does not look any better. So like, I'm actually buying this is not a hot streak. I actually think he has fixed his angles. I do think he'll still strike out a lot, unfortunately. But so I don't think he's a 295 hitter. But I think he's more going to be like a 250 or 260 hitter that can hit 40 home runs, and I'm okay with that. I'm super okay with that. So
yeah, I guess I do wonder. So first of all, there's a few things going on here. So I tried trading you Jordan Walker repeatedly last year in that league that I traded him for Trevor Rogers, and you said I'm sick of him. My heart's been broken too many times, and I'm done. I couldn't sell you on him anywhere. I think there was other leagues even. I'm not sure how many we're in at this point, but I actually got him in our data warehouse league. I wonder what the price was on him. I'll have to pull that up, Jamie. But I'll do that. I'll do that afterward. And again, interrupt another conversation with it. But he had a bad spring training, as you said, and so he's peaking, like having this amazing run, which I'm really happy for. Listen, it's really good for him to have a good run. We don't want him to have like a bad run, right? Like you want him to have the good run, because a good is better than bad for sure. And this is freakish good. Like this is 40 plus home run good. But if this is like, if we're going to assume he's not going to be at this maximum level all year, and he's got a 32% K rate, and he had a bad spring and a terrible last couple of years. Like, I think there's probably going to be a swing down and a downturn here. And the question will be how he's going to handle that mentally, because that's probably a big part of what went on the last couple of years. He obviously didn't handle the struggles very well. Maybe maybe it was the team, maybe it was him. I don't know. Trying to reinvent too much, but he's still just 23 years old. And that was something I did say, even through all these struggles. That's why I never really gave up on him. That's why I still have him. I was able to trade him in one league or a new league today, because I looked and I'm like, yep, still have him in like a chunk of leagues, like a bunch of them. So I could afford to do it. And I got him for $5 to give you an idea of the, I guess it's like essentially 5 million, but to give you an idea of the scale here, we have Kerry Carpenter 8, Dingler 7, Arenado not too far behind at 2. So it's like 5 for Jordan Walker in our data warehouse league is fantastic.
Look,
no, I'm saying two different things here. I'm not fully buying in, but like I think it's a great sell high.
You're hedging.
It's a great sell high, but like everyone's gonna get pissed at him again, and that's when you might want to actually buy if you don't have him yet.
Yes, I guess my point is I buy the power because I think that he fixes launch angles. I don't necessarily buy the batting averages. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think the batting average is going to go down when I buy the power. Yeah. So like if you're getting a Jorge Soler, like I think he might be like a slightly better version of Jorge Soler, which I'm okay with that because he could have just been enough.
That's a lot different than people are thinking right now. People are thinking Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's definitely not Aaron Judge. I will tell you that. I don't think he's a superstar. I just think he's going to be a good home run hitter. So that's okay. Yellow belly of the week. These are the guys that we are currently afraid of. Who you got, Doc?
I really thought Brian Abreu. I always want to say Bobby. Brian Abreu was going to be really reliable. In fact, gosh darn it, I got him for a 3-year extension here in this one league. I forgot that. He's still how old? 28. Like he's in his prime. About to be 29, but still pretty much in his prime. He's been like one of the most consistent pitchers in all of baseball since 2021 when he had a bad year. So, 194 ERA, 175, 310, 228, and just like so. I'm a little concerned that like something's wrong with him physically right now because and he was. I mean, obviously, if you didn't know, he's also a flamethrower, right? Giving you as a reliever. If you play in holds league, guaranteed holds, and then throwing in saves too. This year, supposed to be saves right now. He might lose the job. He probably should be off the job right now for a little bit. And then he strikes out to so many batters for a reliever. So really concerned. It's not over, but I mean, you got to wonder what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of sad because this was his opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. Hater shirt. It's like this was your one shot. For your Eminem.
What you had opportunity, mom spaghetti.
So my yellow belly of the week is going to be a little controversial. It's Cole Reagans. I'm just scared. I have him in a dynasty league, and I've had him forever for 3 years or whatever. Whenever he first broke out, and I got him. I was lucky to add him for super cheap when he broke out with the Royals in this league, and he's just always hurt. Like, I think he's good, but I think he's got injury problems. He has the double Tommy John. I know you and I talked about it. And you're like, no, it's only counts as one because it was a failed surgery.
He got hit with a comebacker, bro. This is not like...
Might be worse that it's a failed surgery. I don't know. But
no, it's better.
Is it?
Better than being healthy.
All right. So his fastball's down a tick this year. I'm not cool with that. It being down a tick. Literally, the swinging strike rate on it was 15% last year. It's down to 11.9% this year just from losing 1 mile per hour of velocity, which is how important it can be between being like a 94 mile per hour fastball guy and a 95. Like that's like the one tick that actually matters. I think like Eno talks about that. He's like, once you're 95 and above, it doesn't really matter anymore. But if you're like below 95, then it actually does matter. I guess for like bat speed reasons. So yeah, I'm just a little concerned about that and the injury. And like maybe he gets to take back. It's early in the year. And, he's been hurt. So, like, this is very possible. But I'm just scared of the injuries, man. Like, it's just hard. So, like, if you can actually, like, when he comes back, if he's good, and you could sell him for, like, someone who's not injury prone. Like I would almost like if you could trade Cole Reagans for like if you could trade Cole Reagans, I'm trying to think of someone who actually would make sense. That's not like too easy. If you could trade Cole Reagans for like Connolly early and a pick or something, would you do that?
It's funny that you say that. So I like Reagans a lot. He did do 186 innings in 24, so it's not like we're looking at a guy who's never done it big, right? That's like he's shown us he can do it. Can he do it again? That'll be the big question. Again, he got hit with a comebacker. This was kind of like Chris Sale when he was coming back from TJ, and then he got all those weird falling off of motorbikes and hit with a comebacker, and it's like everyone's like, oh yeah, his arm's broken. I'm like, no, it's nothing to do with the arm. I mean, I'm concerned because this is weird. It's like he's getting hurt too much, but something wrong with it? Like, is he just unlucky? Like, does he have a curse upon him? Boston's not too far from Salem, so it was trials anyway. Just a little bit of reference for y'all. But I would say that's actually an interesting deal if you don't like him. If you don't like Cole Reagans, definitely do that deal because Connolly early, I think, is an absolute stud. I mean, heck, you could have an argument to make that trade straight up.
Would you trade Cole Reagans for Cam Schlittler right now?
I mean, I think a lot of people would. I just like that's a preference thing. I would be anyone who's telling you pitching is crazy, dude. Anyone who's sitting there and telling you Cole Reagans and Cam Schlittler, I know exactly who's going to be better 1 year from now or 2 years from now. Like when you get to that tier, it's like, and they're around the same age. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if you know that because they're always one pitch away from busting their arm out, or especially when they're young or they haven't done it 3 years. And the only way you get really to know someone is if they're Garrett Cole, basically. They've done it forever, and then they eventually they get hurt anyway. So
yeah, well, nice lead into the Mexican standoff.
I got it. I got fast forwarded on that one.
Mexican standoff. I'm throwing 3 injured pitchers for you here. Which one do you prefer? We got Corbin Burns, a little bit younger, but still hurt. We have Garrett Cole, a little bit older, coming back soon. And then we've got Shane McClanahan, back but not looking too hot early on. So we've got 3 different injured guys, different stages in their injury recovery. We've got Garrett Cole, a little older, but still looking a little hotter. And then we got Corbin Burns a little further away, a little younger. And then we got Shane McClanahan, kind of scary, younger, but not looking too good. So out of these 3 Mexican standoff, Corbin Burns, Garrett Cole, Shane McClanahan. Who you got, Doc?
How many times has Shane Mack got injured now, in a serious way?
I think 2. I think he has 2 Tommy Johns too. See, there's the Cole Reagans.
But he had the 2 real ones.
They're 2 different times. One in college and one in the pros.
I don't know. I mean, he's only done. I don't know, man. He's a guy where I'm a little bit nervous about him. I just feel like maybe. How old is Reagans at this point? I feel like Reagans has been 26. He's 28 now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're actually around the same age. I wonder if I'm being a little unfair, but I guess it's just the fact that at the major league level, I feel like he's either been getting seriously hurt or getting bumped up or banged up, and something's happening. I don't quite in this group. I don't trust him. Corbin Burns, he can't be that much younger. No, he's older. What are you talking about, dude? You're saying
I'm saying he's younger than Garrett Cole.
I mean, if you want to make a youth argument, the best argument here is Shane Mack.
Corbin Burns is 31. Garrett Cole is 35. So if you're in a dynasty league between these 3 guys, you can only have you're on the clock. You have to pick one of these 3 guys. Who are you picking?
I think it's a good time to buy Burns. This is a good ask. I'm gonna go Cole because I think he's a Hall of Fame guy pretty clearly. He's been doing 200 forever. So it's just a philosophical argument, right? Do you think that doing 200 innings year in, year out over and over again, deep into your career means it's basically done, you've used it up? Or are some guys just built different? And I think he's built different. I think his time came due. Eventually, you were going to get it. This was his first TJ, correct?
Yes, first
Yeah.
TJ.
So I just think it was due for him. Again, it's going to basically be, you have to basically be a little, just you're guessing a little bit, or maybe unless you know Garrett personally, whatever. But just standing from where I'm sitting, love that. That's a great Yogi Berra line. Standing from where I'm sitting. I just he just seems like he's got a different dog in him, and this is someone who he is going to. He is 35. He's going to be. By the way, he'll be 35 all year this year, so until September. So that's pretty good. You like that?
Yeah. So basically, Corbin Burns is 4 years younger, and he's a little further away injury wise.
Who do you think has a better, will have a better career, Garrett Cole or Justin Verlander when all is said and done?
Verlander.
Really?
I don't think Cole's going to pitch as long as Verlander. Verlander
I guess
is a freak of nature.
Well, there's your answer. I guess if we have a little foreshadowing there. I just think that I'm trying to look back on Verlander's career. I don't want to give too much shade. I mean, he's an absolute unit as well. Absolute unit. But
Garrett Cole.
I'll tell you this. Instead of making it, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say Garrett Cole, 45.9 WAR. Justin F-WAR. Justin Verlander, 84.2 WAR. So Verlander's basically like double the WAR, and he's 8 years older. So I don't know. I doubt at this point in time it's possible for Burns to kind of make up that difference.
What, Burns? I'm talking about Cole.
Yes, Cole to make up the difference to Verlander.
So I mean, at the end of the day, Verlander is 40, literally 43. So he is about almost 10 years older. So there's a lot of time. But Garrett Cole, I guess I don't even want to necessarily make it a comparison because it's kind of silly. But I would say he's the same caliber as Justin Verlander. So if there's someone who's going to hang out here for another decade with us, it's funny because you look at Verlander now, you look at Wainwright, compared to when they get older, when you look at Scherzer, right? You look at by the time they're actually in their 40s, you look back when they were doing at 35, you're like, oh, they were still in a prime. That's so cool. We didn't know it. We thought they were old, but that was actually still elite Verlander.
Yeah, Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer's another.
Yeah, and they can go into a version of a prime until they're 40 sometimes, and then they're kind of just fine and then not so fine. But I think this is a long way of saying I think that's Garrett Cole. I'm not sure if it's the other guys. Mac has to get his career off the ground in a way. He's in a bit of a Reagan's boat. I think that's actually a good comp. And then Burns has done it for forever, but we'll have to find out. This will be a good next few years to see if he can bounce back and then maybe be one of those guys if he wants.
Yeah, dude, I think I'm there with you. I just trust Garrett Cole a little bit more than Corbin Burns, and he's back. He looks like he's gonna be back sooner. He's looking good right now. I think he's gonna be going on an assignment soon, so he should be back pretty soon. And even though he's older. So for Dynasty, it's worse. I just think you're going to get more value out of the next few years out of him. And this is the last question I'm going to ask you before we end the pod here. His contract ends in 2028. He's not like Zach Wheeler saying this is my last deal. I'm out after this. Do you think that he gets signed to a multi-year contract, or do you think he just does this Kershaw thing where he signs with the Yankees every year for 4 years or whatever, 4 or 5 years? Or do you think they actually sign him for 3 or 4 years after this one?
I don't know who Garrett Cole is. He seems like a dick. He looks like an angry person, He's
not smiling in his picture.
He doesn't smile a lot in real life either. So I want to see him playing baseball games. But that's part of the reason I just think he's I don't necessarily think we'd be friends, but I think that he's got a dog in him for sure. If you had an X-ray, there'd be a pit bull inside of his body. And so in his lungs. And so he's from California. It's funny. You wouldn't think of a California surfer guy when you see that, right? You think of a New Yorker, but that might be something to consider, right? Well, what does he want to do? And maybe he's from there and doesn't like it there. Maybe he likes New York. I don't know anything. I don't really know who he is. So we'll find out. That'll dictate that he's going to be able to get, if he comes back this year and he's the old Garrett Cole, he's here for next year and he's the old Garrett Cole, he'll get a deal for basically as long as he wants within reason. Maybe into his 40s.
Yeah, the Yankees were paying really old pitchers for a long time. They had a staff of Roger Clemens, David Wells, And like David Wells is like drunk the whole time, and then you've got Andy Pettit like giving everyone steroids or whatever. Like that's their staff, like 340-year-olds all at the same time. So I guess they're probably not afraid of old guys. Or at least
no, I don't think so. I think they'll probably put. I mean, there's going to be several teams who put the money up for him. It's just where does he want to go?
Yeah. All right. That was the Mexican standoff. And this is Doc's Dynasty Hour on the Prospect Warehouse podcast. Make sure you subscribe to MLB Data Warehouse and tell John you subscribe because of Doc and Tim. Doc wants some money. Doc needs a whiskey. Look at this. You guys got to give John some subscriptions so that Doc can buy whiskey instead of this wine. Like, what is this? What is happening here? All right, that's the podcast. Peace out, everybody.
Stay sharp, stay hungry, keep them barrels flying high. This is Doc's Dynasty Hour. We'll catch you on the other side.